Hey, this is the beginning of 917. Oh, you know what it is. Well, we'll tell you later what the serial number of this car is with proof from the gods above. Anyway, I'm going to start working on the front nose cover, and I'll take it off paint layer by paint layer. And as you zoom in, you can see certain areas where you see different colors of paint. A lot of green over here, but it's because I've already ground all the paint off. This nose cover weighed at about 16 pounds, and it should weigh less than 5 when it's done. But the color so far that I've gotten is color by color. Is the first green, which was over the gel coat white. That's the David Piper color. Then it's some sort of a black enamel, which might be a primer, but it seems to be nice black paint, but really thick and gooey. Then there's a gray paint, which is a primer. Then there's black again, which quite don't understand, but the black again is real gooey enamel, cheap enamel, cheap. Then we go gray, but the gray that I discovered was in this area, and it's an accident because there's some fiberglass work here at one point, so that might just be Bondo or a filler. Then believe it or not, there's a very thin coat of light blue or a Gulf blue looking color. Now if this is indeed David Piper's car, it could have been used for the movie Le Mans, which would have been painted Gulf blue because David provided all the cars for the movie, or at least most of them. Then there's a dark blue, which you can basically see in here. There's a dark blue color here. It goes green, black, gray, then a dark blue. There are still pictures of these, which will be on our website, which are more detailed, but it'll show, basically the colors. Then you've got a gray and a silver. So over the dark blue there was a gray primer, and then the silver color, which of course was owned by a guy named Norman. That's his last name. And Derek Bell drove the car to a race in 1981 at Silverstone. And then the car was painted yellow, which probably represents the first color of the car when it ran at Le Mans in 1970, which was mainly yellow with red side pods. And then the white, which I ran out of room here, which is this white, which is this the car was when we got it from the Rosso Bianco Museum. Anyway, let me do a little grinding, and I'll show you how we come up with all these little special colors. Stop it. Alright, here we go. We're going to do some grinding now, so you can see how we come up with the colors, color by color. See, we just did Bondo, then yellow, then the silver, then here comes the green, and the grays, and the black. There's the black, and now that very first coat of green coming through. So we'll do this now to the rest, and maybe some other colors will pop in, but you can see how the colors don't lie. You can come up with what you want, or what people say that they heard that the neighbor of the next door guy had a brother or a cousin that knew someone that saw him race at one time, and they know that this is in fact the car that, won the race in Tupelo, Mexico somewhere, but the colors don't lie. Well, here we are, still grinding away. It takes quite a few hours to get through these layers of paint. But here's a big discovery. You never know what you're going to come up with, but you have to document everything. If you look here, you can see a bit of an outline of a rondelle. It's about a 1/2 inch or 12 millimeter stripe that's golden color. And it evidently was a circle that surrounded the number. Somewhere there's a photograph that'll show that gold pin line or gold rondelle outline. I've identified it with this green tape just to show you, the radius value of that gold that's been put on this way down in the beginning. So this is a way we prove from picture. Now it doesn't mean that this was on this car, but I think you'll find that when we get through the colors, you'll see the greens and the blacks and the yellows and the grays and the blues on the other parts too, which would then identify this part with the nose for the time that the nose was at least placed on the car. Whether Porsche did it or David Piper did it, we don't know yet, but it all appears to be original stuff. So we'll keep grinding.
Go.
Yep. Hey, here we are. Now that we've stripped this baby, you can see all the repair marks and all the cuts and bruises that it's had through its lifetime, but it's still intact. It's even the original cam locks are kind of stuck in there with 15 layers of paint. So now we'll flip it over and you can see the original asbestos heat pad. This keeps the heat from pouring out onto this little thin fiberglass part, which would warp it up. Most of the original 917s got this piece of asbestos. We'll pull this off. You can see the original color underneath. Luckily the glue hasn't stuck all that well. You can see that the part is so thin it's translucent. You can damn near see through it, which is good news. Now we'll take this and put it in the bead blaster and get the black paint off and see the integrity of the original fiberglass. So here we are with the nose cover all stripped and ground and blasted and tattooed and whatnot. My trusty cat's here making sure I say the right thing, laying down on the job like normal. Anyway, after we're said and done with this thing, before I have to add a layer of material on the back and paint, we're just barely under 3 pounds. So it really makes a big difference doing the grinding and replacing messed up material that's been added through repair jobs and whatnot with the real glass. So the next video we do of this will be of it being finished in the final weight, which would be in maybe 4, 5, 6 months.